Sahih al-Bukhari 911. Narrated Ibn Jurayj. I heard Nazi saying, Ibn Umar said, the Prophet forbade that a man should make another man to get up to sit in his place. I said to Nafi, is it for Jumu'ah prayer only? He replied, for Jumu'ah prayer and any other prayer. Sahih al-Bukhari 912. Narrated as Said bin Yazid. In the lifetime of the Prophet, Abu Bakr and Umar, the adhan for the Jumu'ah prayer used to be pronounced when the Imam sat on the pulpit. But during the Caliphate of Uthman, when the Muslims increased in number, a third adhan at Az Zora was added. Abu Abdullah said, Az Zora is a place in the market of Medina. Sahih al-Bukhari 913. Narrated as Said bin Yazid. The person who increased the number of adhans for the Jumu'ah prayers to 3 was Uthman bin Affan, and it was when the number of the Muslim people of Medina had increased. In the lifetime of the Prophet, there was only one muaddin din, and the adhan used to be pronounced only after the Imam had taken his seat, i.e. on the pulpit. Sahih al-Bukhari 914. Narrated Abu Umama bin Sahl bin Hunayf. I heard Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan repeating the statements of the adhan while he was sitting on the pulpit. When the muaddin pronounced the adhan saying, Allahu Akbar, Muawiyah said, Allah Akbar, Allahu Akbar. And when the muaddin said, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, I testify that none has the right to be worshipped but Allah, Muawiyah said, and so do I. When he said, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, I testify that Muhammad is Allah's apostle, Muawiyah said, and so do I. When the adhan was finished, Muawiyah said, O people, when the muaddin pronounced the adhan, I heard Allah's messenger on this very pulpit saying what you have just heard me saying. Sahih al-Bukhari 915. Narrated as Sa'ib bin Yazid I. Uthman bin Affan introduced the second adhan on Fridays when the number of the people in the mosque increased. Previously, the adhan on Fridays used to be pronounced only after the Imam had taken his seat on the pulpit. Sahih al-Bukhari 916. Narrated Az Zuri. I heard as Said bin Yazid saying, in the lifetime of Allah's Messenger and Abu Bakr and Umar, the adhan for the Jumu'ah prayer used to be pronounced after the Imam had taken his seat on the pulpit. But when the people increased in number during the Caliphate of Uthman, he introduced a third adhan on Friday for the Jumu'ah prayer, and it was pronounced at Az Zora, and that new state of affairs remained so in the succeeding years. Sahih al-Bukhari 917. Narrated Abu Hazim bin Dinar. Some people went to Sahl bin Sa'di as-Sa'idi and told him that they had different opinions regarding the wood of the pulpit. They asked him about it, and he said, By Allah, I know of what wood the pulpit was made, and no doubt I saw it on the very first day when Allah's Messenger took his seat on it. Allah's Messenger sent for such and such an Ansari woman, and Sahl mentioned her name, and said to her, Order your slave carpenter to prepare for me some pieces of wood, i.e. pulpit, on which I may sit at the time of addressing the people. So she ordered her slave carpenter, and he made it from the tamarisk of the forest and brought it to the woman. The woman sent that pulpit to Allah's Messenger, who ordered it to be placed here. Then I saw Allah's Messenger praying on it and then bowed on it. Then he stepped back, got down, and prostrated on the ground near the foot of the pulpit, and again ascended the pulpit. After finishing the prayer, he faced the people and said, I have done this so that you may follow me and learn the way I pray. Sahih al-Bukhari 918. Narrated Jabir bin Abdullah. The Prophet used to stand by a stem of a date palm tree while delivering a sermon. When the pulpit was placed for him, we heard that stem crying like a pregnant she-camel till the Prophet got down from the pulpit and placed his hand over it. Sahih al-Bukhari 919. Narrated Salim. My father said, I heard the Prophet delivering the Khutbah on the pulpit, and he said, Whoever comes for the Jumu'ah prayer should take a bath before coming. Sahih al-Bukhari 920. Narrated Ibn Umar. The Prophet, p.b.u.h, used to deliver the khutbah while standing, and then he would sit, then stand again as you do nowadays.